Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 47 of the Social Liability Podcast, the podcast where we discuss all those folks in our lives that violate the social contract we all agree to live by. I'm your host, the Raspberries, with my co-host, the Buck Grundle, bringing you stories from every single point on the internet that we can find. How you been today, Bucky?
Today has been, pretty mundane, regular old day. But I'll tell you, my week's been a real doozy.
What happened this week?
I don't know if you noticed or not, but I'm wearing a brand new set of headphones. Why, you may ask?
Dog.
Well, I'll tell you. Well, because I'm a dipshit, and my crippled ass left my other headphones where they were precariously placed exactly in the path of my wheelchair.
You have a tendency to do that with a lot of things, especially electronics.
Yeah, Apple Watch. Yep, that fell victim. Phone. Ran over that bitch. You know, now it's my headphones. Who knows? Next week it might be my fucking dog. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, this week has sucked for me because I pulled my back. And I've spent Thursday it was really hurting at work, but I got through the day. Friday, I didn't get off the couch. Saturday, I ended up having to go to the doctor. And let me tell you, I'm taking a bunch of pills, and I learned that a TENS unit, while scary, is very effective. So if anybody ever has the opportunity to use one for an injury, please give it a try. My back's been getting electrocuted every couple seconds for the better part of 2 days now, and I'm actually able to finally sit up in a chair and do the podcast. So I apologize to anybody who's used to this coming out Friday night, Saturday morning. We're not recording until Sunday just because I could not get into my recording studio, which, another thing, I now have a different recording studio, and I have not got anything on the walls yet. So if there's an echo on my voice, again, I apologize. I'm going to rectify that in the very, very near future.
Yeah, hey, man, I'm just happy that we're recording. I'm not going to lie to you. No, I wasn't butthurt about it because, you've got like a completely valid reason for being down and out. But I was talking to caregiver Katie yesterday, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Hang on.
The same ring to it, does it? But don't.
I had a window start talking there. You're talking to caregiver Katie.
Yeah, well, I was talking to caregiver Katie, and I was like, "Oh my god, we've been doing this for 46 frickin' weeks, like without fail. Doesn't matter how shitty I felt. Doesn't matter how shitty your day's been. Nothing has gotten us to break this frickin' streak." And I was like, "This is what's gonna do it." I wanted to get through at least 52 weeks of something. The only other thing that I've been through for a year straight without fail is a fucking marriage, and that had,
and that failed.
My first one. Well, after 10 years,
okay.
That's 520 weeks.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And I was trying to come up with different ways we could record yesterday. I was trying to figure out you can way to do it on your phones, but then we couldn't read, so we were going to have caregiver Katie sit in and read for us, and it just got to be so convoluted. And I was in such a pissy mood yesterday with my back hurting as bad as it was that it's like, fuck it. Yep. But we're here now. Let's go in and see what we got with our first story this week. This one's coming out of KHOU 11. I think that's Houston, but still. Florida couple tried to have their wedding at a stranger's mansion without permission. A Florida couple invited guests to their wedding at their, quote, dream home and estate. The only problem was they didn't own it and they didn't get permission to use it. This is coming out of Southwest Ranches, Florida. Courtney Wilson and Shanita Jones, invited friends and family to their dream home and estate for their weekend wedding celebration. The ceremony Saturday, the brunch on Sunday. There was just one small problem. The couple didn't own the 16,300 square foot mansion and did not have permission to use it either. The suburban Fort Lauderdale estate had everything: a bowling alley, a swimming pool with a waterfall, hot tub, tennis courts, a gazebo, and an 800-foot bar. Wilson said it was God's plan that the couple marry there. But despite the invitation inferred, the actual owner, Nathan Finkel, never gave them permission to hold the festivities there. He was stunned when Wilson showed up on Saturday morning, set up, and he called the police. I have people trespassing on my property, Finkel told 911 dispatchers. And they keep harassing me, calling me. They said they're having a wedding there and it's God's message. I don't know what's going on. All I want is for it to stop. And they're sitting at my property right now at the front gate. 2 officers told Wilson he would have to leave. What? Wait, what's this dude? Oh, no, it's Finkel. Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah.
Wait a minute.
That got me for a second, too.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
He did, and no charges were filed. I don't want to talk about it, Wilson told the paper. Finkel, whose late father... What the heck is that? I'm going to have to edit that, and that really irritates me. All right, so we'll leave that in for the video viewers. Faux pas abound, as they say. Finkel, whose late father was an early IHOP restaurant franchisee, has been trying to sell the property for 2 years, now listing it for just over $5 million. Wilson, posing as a potential buyer, toured the estate several months ago, according to the attorney for Southwest Ranches, the upscale suburb where Finkel resides. A few months later, this guy named Nathan, asked Nathan if he could use Nathan's backyard for a wedding. Nathan said no. But this did not stop the couple from sending out elaborate invitations detailing their love story. Recounting the 30 years after high school and how he proposed over pizza on Christmas Eve, the Saturday afternoon ceremony would be followed by a red carpet cocktail hour and a reception lasting past midnight. Sunday brunch would be from noon till 4. The guy figured it was a vacant house and didn't realize Nathan lived on the property in a different home. The guy had no idea where he lived. He knew that the shock must have been on his face when he showed up at the gate and the owner was home. Broward County records show a marriage license has been issued to the couple last week, but they have not registered as married by Wednesday. So they knew the house was empty, or at least they thought the house was empty, and they figured, we'll just have our wedding there. Nobody will pick up on it. They're squatters.
That is one very, very, plausible explanation. But I really think the D-bag asked dude to use his backyard. Dude said no. And he went back to his fiance and said, yeah, we had a green light. Figuring the guy's never home anyhow.
Possibly.
Well, I mean, think about it. They invited all these fucking people. 2 people going in and, creating some sort of elaborate hoax. Yeah, there's a lot of room for error there for a 2-person hoax. But for one person to just fuck up and lie and think that he could just get away with it by the seat of his pants. By the time he told his girlfriend, he went home and told his fiance, he's like, yeah, we got the property. He went to bed, went to work the next day thinking to himself the whole day, how am I going to tell her? How am I going to tell her? How am I going to tell her? He gets home and she's like, guess what? I got all the invites sent out. And he's like, fuck.
No, I tend to think more nefariously, and I have to assume that they were both in on it. I just do. And there's probably a wedding planner who, that person was probably in the dark, but I have a feeling both the couple was on it. That's just my opinion.
No, I mean, it really doesn't matter. They're both,
nincompoops.
Both a freaking bunch of assholes and nincompoops either way.
This is very true. It's just very funny. True.
It's just that, when we speculate on stories like this, hindsight is not actually 20/20 for us. So we get to create our own little intricacies and realities, It's nobody knows what my imagination looks like. Let's just throw it out there for the world to see.
Granted, I like your version. Don't get me. I do like your version.
Right. It's one can be a movie and one can be the made-for-TV series. It doesn't matter. Both. The common denominator is that the guy's an asshole. Huh.
Well, here's one coming off of The Print. It's an India newspaper, so this might be a little goofy with the translation. So it's gonna make it doubly fun listening to me read it. Cardia? I don't know. I can't pronounce the name of the city. It's Candigarh. I don't know.
Kandahar.
Kandahar? Okay, we'll go with Kandahar.
I don't know if that's it or not, but
Well, we're going with it. We're going with it. Over 17,000 of COVID-19 vaccine that were stolen from a government hospital in the Jin district on Wednesday night were returned hours later by unidentified thieves with a note that stated they did not know this was a coronavirus jab needle. A total of 1,270 doses of Covishield and 440 doses of Covaxin were stolen from the hospital SHO on Civil Lines Police Station. Rindahar Singh said on Jesus. We're just going to have to get a Robin Quivers in here. That's all. That's what it comes down to.
I agree.
The matter came to light after a sanitation worker at the hospital found the locks had been stolen in the store and the deep freezer broken into this morning. The accused did not touch any other vaccine, medicine, cash, etc. in the store, Singh said. Later, a man came on a motorcycle and left the vaccines at a tea stall outside of the Civil Lines police station. He told police at the stall that the package contained food for a police officer at the station. Nice. The thief also left a note inside which he expressed regret over stealing the vaccines. He said that he did not know these were COVID-19 vaccines. It is possible he wanted to steal some other vaccines or drugs and returned what he had stolen after he learned what it was. The case has been registered in connection with the incident. We've got some clues and hope to make an arrest soon. Here's the thing. They can't use those vaccines anymore. Chain of custody's been broken on them, so they're trash anyway.
Yeah, but you know what? I really think that at least the guy thought about it after. He's like, all right, I'm gonna steal some shit. I don't care what it is or who it hurts, and he gets it out of there, and he's like, whoa, not this though. This is just one step too far over the line. I'm gonna reverse it and just here you go. No. Like I'm gonna go. If it was anything else but this, your ass would have been robbed. But no, I'm gonna give it back to you. This is far too important. Yeah. Little did he know he just really screwed the pooch either way. But at least there was a shred of decency inside of this douchebag,
if not incompetency. Yeah, it's like when people rob ambulances. They go, I'm gonna get all the drugs in an ambulance. There's nothing in there you want. There's nothing in there gonna get you high.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take back my my accolade for this guy because I just actually thought about this. Dude went, robbed the freaking place, and then realized what he stole cannot be resold or moved in any way, and was just like, fuck this, and realized it would actually be more work to try and throw it away and get rid of it than to just take it back and be like, fuck it. I'll rob you next week when you got your meth.
Chances are you're probably not going to find meth in a hospital, but
I meant methadone. I meant methadone, but
Right on. Well, here's another one from the Boston 10 affiliates. God-awful blast that rocked New Hampshire towns, with an S, towns, was a gender reveal explosion. Now, Buck, we've had several of these gender reveal fuckaloos on the show, and they seem to be an ongoing attempt to one-up the last idiot. Do you think this will be any different?
I think based on the title of the article or the article itself, like the headline, I'd have to say that he one up to everybody. But personally, I think gender reveal parties like this are a big, they're kind of tacky. It's like wearing socks with sandals.
It ranks right up there with me with the idiots that put the memorials in the back windows of their cars in memory of Nana. Ugh. No, she died and she left me money, so I bought a truck. Jackass. Anyway, neighborhoods in several different southern New Hampshire towns were rocked by a mysterious explosion Tuesday night. Kingston police say they saw the blast was caused by a family using explosives to reveal the gender of their baby. Chief Donald Briggs said the blast happened at Torimo Industries on Door Road around 7 p.m. Kingston residents said it was like nothing they'd ever heard before. It was earth-shaking. Sarah Tagari and her husband Matt live at home that abuts the Torimo quarry. Come on, what's with these names? We heard this god-awful blast, Sarah said. It knocked pictures off our walls. It shook the house and surrounding neighborhoods and even captured on a Ring doorbell the next town over. They called 911 and waited for the Kingston police. In the meantime, social media lit up. People as far as Merrick Valley were wondering what had happened. Some claimed it was an earthquake, but that's not the case. Our team of meteorologists said there were no earthquakes reported at the time. Kingston's police later confirmed it was a gender reveal party using explosives. Are you kidding me? Talgary said. I am all for the silliness and whatnot, but this was extreme.
Wow.
Authorities are still investigating, but they believe the people involved used a legal explosive called tenorite and had permission to be on the Torimo industry property. It cracked the foundation of our neighbors, Matt Tagari said. I don't know how that's right. It's not. Police said they've seen the gender reveal video and confirmed it's a boy. While neighbors are well aware of the explosive new trend, they say that the gender reveals are too much for a small town. It was ridiculous. I don't know how many other words there are for it. Briggs said investigators are looking into a possible property damage that could be charges in this case. We reached out to Tormeo Industries, but have not yet heard back.
Socks with sandals, man. That's all I got to say about this. Socks with sandals.
Yeah, that's insane. Now, I live near a military base where you ever heard of the Moab?
Yes.
The mother of all bombs. Well, this
Yes.
is the factory they make it. And every day at 11 p.m. or a.m., 11 a.m., you know when it's 11 a.m. because they take all the ordnance that is expired or something, they don't know if it's up to snuff or what have you, and they blow it up for about 20 minutes. And the whole town just shakes for about 20 minutes at 11 o'clock.
Nice.
I have no idea how far away they are, but I've been at the airport and watched the building just shudder. It's just like, God dang.
And it's like, yeah.
Well,
I just think that people are so freaking stupid with this gender reveal shit. There's nothing wrong with having a cake and some balloons, and maybe some friends and family over. I don't want to shit on anybody's day who's actually having gender reveal parties, but setting it off with explosives, fireworks, pyrotechnics, no. We don't need to trigger a seismic event to announce that we're bringing a baby into the world.
Well, here's another thing. I don't give a shit what dangly bits or non-dangly bits your kid has. I really don't.
Right. But like I said, that's why I said, it just, have a couple of, close friends and family. If they want to post it on their Facebook page, fine. It's something cute and whatever. Everybody can hug and kiss and shake hands and kiss babies all they want. But the second you start who the hell even, oh my gosh, blowing up the fucking world to they didn't set off the A-bomb, I know. But I mean, seriously, they triggered a seismic freaking event. People thought it was an earthquake. If you're having a boy and then I got to clean shit up off my house because it fell out of my fucking cabinets because of your freaking explosives, we now have a problem.
Indeed, we do. Well, here is another one from Oklahoma News 4. Before we get into the story, have you ever heard of the Fyre Festival?
No.
All right, so this guy had this big weekend event. It was supposed to be for the rich people to go and have this big festival with all these bands and everything and gourmet food and everything like that. Well, they got there was no bands. There was a couple tents with cheese sandwiches.
Oh.
Look it up. There's documentaries about the Fyre Festival. I think George Garagos was one of the attorneys that ended up suing. He got it as a class action and sued the guys. This just reminds me a lot of that because I've actually read the story already because I thought it was something about the Fyre Festival when I first misread the headline. But Red Bud Balloon Festival organizer allegedly sends profane text to attendees amid demands for refunds. Some refunds have been granted. Okay. So, Yale, Oklahoma. The organizer for the Red Bud Balloon Festival in Yale, Oklahoma, allegedly sent a profane text to another amid a mass calling for refunds as patrons claim they got nothing close to what they paid for. The story is still blowing up after becoming widespread in mid-April. The event organizer, Kevin Anderson, see, a name I can pronounce. Thank you, Kevin Anderson, or at least parents of Kevin Anderson, originally sent KFOR a memo that can be seen in the previous stories where he allegedly said no refunds would be given. Now it appears some folks are getting their money back, and then some. A phone number associated with Anderson had a suggestion that for what one ticket buyer for the festival could spend his refund money on. The text suggests that he spent it on deodorant before calling the ticket buyer a lowlife. However, at one point, it doesn't appear that everyone is getting their money back. It's frustrating, an attendee said for the Fyre Festival. Yeah, for the festival. It doesn't say fire. I just rambled. We feel like we're getting taken advantage of for almost $40 for nothing. It was a really big scam, in my opinion, said Evan Rode, a patron who ended up getting a refund after the festival. Nothing advertised was correct on the flyer. More fallout from the Balloon Festival is rearing its ugly head. Patriots even found food truck vendors said the festival advertised hot air balloons, a taco fiesta, and a car show. However, all they got was an empty field. He's really scamming people, Melinda Melinda, the owner of Macarena's Street Cafe food truck, who was at the festival and decided to leave. He was falsely advertising the festival that wasn't really going to happen. I was like, are we in the wrong place? I was so confused. And then then I got really angry. I mean, yeah, you should be angry. After several demands for refunds by patrons like Evan Rude, some have been granted. I was like, great, Evan said. That's awesome. However, Rude said that he got more than just that. After receiving a text associated with the festival owner, Anderson, he received a profane-filled response. In the interest of transparency, Rhodes said he did send a text to the number associated with Anderson using profanity and name-calling first. The text back to Rhodes said, I authorized refunds for all the cryberry cheap expletive out there, so don't stop. So you'd stop whining. Paybacks are explicitive. You'll see. Go spend it on some explicitive deodorant, dumb explicitive lowlife. I wish I could have just read it, but I don't know what the words were. I was really in kind of shock. Something that is really out of character for a business owner. Nobody I would want to deal with in the future. Others, like Karen Alcher, said she paid for her family's admission with cash at the gate. That refunds haven't come yet. I would like a refund, Alcher said. It's just an extreme disappointment on our part. KFOR attempted to reach out to Anderson via phone, email, and text message. However, the only response we received was was the original memo, which reads, for those who purchased tickets in 2021 Red Bud Balloon Festival without reading the refund policy, I encourage you to thoroughly read the policies for the tickets that you purchased. We just really felt taken advantage of, Alcher said. As far as KFOR knows, the people who have been refunded use specific online payment sites. Other than that, everyone is still waiting to see if they can get a refund. The Payne County Sheriff's Office did confirm Thursday that they are investigating the incident. However, they would not elaborate on what their investigation held so far. They only said that for some of this is a civil matter, but other parts, it could be criminal. So it was supposed to be a hot air balloon festival with food trucks and everything else. They get there, it's just an open field. Here you go.
Wow.
Welcome to the festival. One food truck shows up and says, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Now, again, I'm no expert on the law in any way, shape, or form, but what did this guy break a law? I mean, like, did he actually commit a crime?
Well, if he knowingly advertised an event that he was advertising aspects of that event that he knew to be false, then yes, that is fraud.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Like, I really hope they throw the book at this motherfucker. That's just fucked up.
Well, it actually kind of happened. It's funny this says Oklahoma because there actually is we have an expo center near here, and somebody just last week was putting stuff on Facebook like for this big craft festival that vendors, $40 per table. They had like this Google Forms thing set up. It looked legit, and then the supervisor for the expo had to get on Facebook and say, "Yeah, just so everyone knows, there's nothing on our schedule. This isn't happening at our expo center." And they got a lot of people for a lot of money.
Man.
Yeah. So it's not like a new thing. It happens all the time. Especially like with that wedding we spoke of in the first story. If people can get away with stuff, they're going to get away with stuff. They say locks keep honest people honest. Yeah, well, I like locks and cameras, okay? Like, a lot.
I don't get me wrong. I understand you think you're going to get away with it. Go for it. But I mean, wow, they're picking an interesting set of hills to die upon there. You're going to falsely advertise that you've got, they're not even like an empty field. Like, oh man, come on, dude, do something a little better than that. Get something giant balloon with some fucking helium or something.
No, what would be funnier is if you got there and there's like 6 balloons tied to a rock out in a field.
Right. Like that all say warm helium on them.
No, just say like get well soon.
Or some shit like, well, they were filled with hot air. I warmed the helium myself. It's like, no. But they do nothing?
It's just a balloon festival. It didn't say hot air balloons.
Yeah, that's actually very true. Like, he could have got away with it. Just a couple of tanks of helium and a whole bunch of balloons. He could have got away with it.
No, I'm talking like 6. You saw somebody's having a birthday party on your way there. You hack them off the mailbox and take them with you.
Even that. But an empty field. Like, this might... Like, who's he think he's going to steal from? Like, these people aren't going to come and try to get their money back? Come on. No, like, I don't complain about anything. I would take a shot in the arm for $40, but not over that. I'd be militant about that. I'd be like, all right, Katie. Caregiver Katie, I'm sicking her on you. That's it, folks. Ooh, we're going to write you a terrible Yelp review after we get our refund. Like that. No way! What a dick.
Yeah, I mean, very much so. This guy is like, we need a What a Dick award. Well, let's move on to Times Now Online. This is a story out of Japan, of all places. So we're not just sticking to the great states of Florida and Oklahoma, mind you. No. Here's a story about a man who had 35 girlfriends at the same time to get gifts for his fake birthday. This dude is a legend, and I haven't even read the story yet.
This guy is a time management fucking guru. That's all. He should write a book. I bet. He could get himself in with a couple of Fortune 100 companies. He'd be like, I'll show you how to manage your fucking time. Look at how I did this. Oh, man.
A Japanese man has been arrested after he got into 35 relationships at the same time in order to get gifts for fake birthdays. Takashi Magawa, 39, was detained after he conned 35 women by pretending that he was serious about them. The part-time worker from the Kansai region in southern area of Japan told all the women that he had different birthdays in a bid to make sure he had a constant supply of presents. He told a 47-year-old lover that his birthday was on February 22nd. To another 40-year-old woman, he said his birthday was in July. Yet another woman was informed that his birthday was in April. His real birthday is on November 14th, by the way. A total of 35 women fell victim to Migawa, as per Japanese news site Sora News 24. However, there is a possibility that there are more victims of the Japanese Romeo. Migawa has been accused of swindling the woman out of 100,000 Japanese yen. That's about $10,000 or so, worth of birthday presents, cash, and clothes. He met all these women while working with a marketing company that sold hydrogen water shower heads and other products. Well, he's in marketing, so he's marketing himself.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. If I had a company, I'd hire somebody like that in a heartbeat.
Migawa did not get presents from these women, but he also managed to sell them some of the shower devices that he was peddling, all for a profit.
What? Oh, man.
Eventually, the woman teamed up and reported Migawa to the police in February. Netizens had mixed reactions. While some were disgusted, others were in awe of how he managed to see so many women at the same time. Even if he sees one every day, there's still like 5 more after a month. He's an awful person, but I envy his time management skills.
There you go, man. Like I gotta agree with that. That is a real dickweed. You know, aside from everything wrong about what he's doing, I'm just gonna point out the right part. Time management. That is a marketable skill, and that dude, wow.
He could write a book.
That's what I'm saying, man. He could. Oh my gosh, he could totally take that show on the fucking road. He'd have people buying him birthday presents just because he's a freaking, time management. He's like the Pai Mei of time management. You know?
Well, here comes a story out of Norman, Oklahoma. A former Oklahoma resident is facing felony embezzlement charges for not returning a VHS tape rented in Norman more than 2 decades ago. I'm confused already.
Wow.
Online documents show Karen McBride is a wanted woman for never returning Sabrina the Teenage Witch on VHS tape in 1999. The first thing she told me was felony embezzlement, so I thought I was going to have a heart attack. McBride said she first learned about the charges while trying to change her name on her license after getting married in Texas. I went to change my driver's license during the COVID thing, and you had to make an appointment. And so I sent them an email, and they sent an email back and told me there was an issue in Oklahoma that was in reference number, blah, 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 for me to call this number, and I did. McBride said the number was to the Cleveland County District Attorney's Office, where a woman told her about the charges filed against her. She told me it was over a VHS tape, and I had to make her repeat it because I thought that was insane. This girl was kidding me, right? Online documents show McBride was charged with felony embezzlement for rented property in March of 2000. McBride told Fox 25 Tuesday that she doesn't remember even renting the movie. I had lived with a young man that was over 20 years ago. He had 2 kids, daughters that were 8, 10, and 11. And I think he went and got it and didn't take it back or something. I've never watched the show in my entire life, just not my cup of tea. Meanwhile, I'm a wanted felon for a VHS tape. Documents show the movie was rented at the movie place in Norman, which is no longer open. The Cleveland County Assessor's Office said records showed the business closed down in 2008. Ed Blue from Blue Law told Fox 25 Tuesday that even though there's technically no victim in the case because of the business closure, Cleveland County could still prosecute the case because charges and a warrant have been filed against McBride. I mean, I didn't try to deceive anyone over Samantha, meaning Samantha the Teenage Witch, correction, Sabrina, I swear. McBride said said over the last 20 years, she's been let go from several jobs without being given a reason why. She told Fox 25, now it all makes sense. That is why. Because when they ran my criminal background check, all they're seeing is 2 words, felony embezzlement. We reached out to the Cleveland County District Attorney's Office on Tuesday to ask about McBride's case. On Wednesday, the DA's office said they are reviewing McBride's case, and they've decided to dismiss it. Blue told Fox 25 Thursday that McBride will now be able to have her case expunged in order to clear her record moving forward. Oh, dang. I mean, that's
right.
bad.
Whoa. That's bizarre as shit. That's
I like how
about
they
as
say,
far as I'm going to go.
I like how they take 2 days to decide that they're not going to prosecute it. It's like, did you really even need that long? And where does the embezzlement charge come from? I don't understand that one bit. Where does somebody get an embezzlement charge off a freaking VHS tape? Now, what a lot of people don't realize is about those VHSs. When stores buy them for rental purposes, since you're actually not ever buying any kind of media, you're buying licensure for the media. What a lot of places don't, but a lot of people don't get, is when those stores buy a copy of a DVD or a VHS or Betamax, what have you, they actually pay more than you would going to the store to buy it. So back in the day when VHSs were $20, the rental places were paying like 60 or 80. It's how the production companies got their money's worth out of the movies, because conceivably they're only hot for a few weeks, and then it just kind of dies down. Everything else is just residual. So, but still, where does the felony come in? Because they're not going to. It must be a pretty low threshold for felony charges in the great state of Oklahoma.
Who knows? Who knows?
Thing is, though, she's lost jobs over this, and that's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Well, she must have not even gotten a fucking speeding ticket in the last 20 plus years, because I mean, like, anytime you do anything, stuff like that shows up on the radar. Like, where the fuck does... And now she's getting a wedding license, or trying to change her license name on her driver's license, and now it's coming up? Like, what the shit is that?
Dude, I couldn't tell you. I've told you in previous episodes, a guy with my exact same name near a place where I grew up who's got, like, felony records out the wazoo, and that's kind of a pain in the butt for me sometimes. But luckily our middle initials are different.
Well, yeah, there is that. Good.
Yeah. But, you could have warrants. Should I run you for warrants? See what you got? No?
Yeah, sure. Go for it. No, go for it.
Well, hey, I've done it to a couple friends, and hey, you got warrants, dude. Oh, really? Okay. Then it's not. They act like it's not a big deal. Kind of is. All right, folks. So that being said, that'll wrap us up for this week's episode. I know it's a little bit shorter than we have been going, but I'm worried about this echo. Turns out I never actually hit record when we started doing this. I went to download the VOD and cobble it together, so I'm a little disappointed about that in myself. But if you happen to watch us on the live version on our YouTube channel, thanks for watching. Appreciate that. If you listen to the audio version on just about every platform you can imagine, we're on there. We are going now at 47 weeks strong. 47 weeks, Buck.
47 weeks, man. That's commitment.
It's commitment.
I'm telling you.
And we're almost up to 1 year. So that'll be fun. We got to figure out something special for the 1 year. We got some time, though. We'll think of something. But all that being said, I thank you once again for listening. Please tell a friend, and we'll catch you for the next episode of the Social Liability Podcast.